Hey, what's up, guys? It is Soleb back again for another episode of the Second Opinion podcast. We had the podcast going just a bit ago. I had some technical issues, but we are live again. And you know, guys, I've been real nostalgic recently. I haven't been doing a lot of live podcasts, and I'm taking a little bit too long on my reviews, and I don't know what it is. It's just something like I've just been thinking about this amazing video of my boy Toaster talking to one of the developers from Blizzard about Diablo 3. And it's just one of my favorite videos. Enjoy.
Hey, it's Toaster with the SecondOpinionPod.com. I am joined by Matt Berger, a developer on Diablo 3, and Matt the Ninja, the randomness person. So, Matt, what can you tell us about some of the joys of bringing this wonderful PC game to console fans?
You know, before I go with the joys, I'm going to go with the pain. It's Matthew. Nobody calls me Matt. Matt the Ninja, Matthew the developer. So here we go.
Bro, that part right there.
I am so chuffed. I'm so excited.
Tell us about some of the joys.
This part right here, where Matt laughs.
It's Matthew. Nobody calls me Matt. Matt the Ninja, Matthew the developer. So here we go. I am
Listen
so
to me.
chuffed. I'm so excited.
One of my favorite moments
we've been working
in
on this
Second
for a
Opinion
year,
history, man.
and
I'm going to tell
this is
you
the
right
first
now,
time we're able
guys.
to get people playing the game. And, you know, when we announced we were going to
It's literally one of my favorite moments, man. Oh my gosh. And just to get some normality back so we can kind of focus in, we're going to start the intro and then we're going to get on to the regular show. We'll be right back.
Did you?
Everybody deserves a second chance, even video games. Welcome to the Second Opinion Podcast, where the reviews aren't always right, but we are. We're here to give you the gaming takes you didn't know you needed. We've been deep in the gaming world for 17 plus years, covering all the news, releases, and drama in the gaming world, and having a damn good time while doing it. Just because some website gave a game a low score doesn't mean it's a fail in our book. We're all about giving games that second chance, diving back in where others quit. And we should probably tell you that we're real and we're very loud and opinionated, and 90% of the time we're completely off topic. But that's why you'll love us. This is your Second Opinion. Now, here are your hosts, Toaster, Soleb, and Bolts.
I love that subtle ending right there. It just kind of, all right, is it going to fade over? Is it going to fade over? What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Second Opinion Podcast, episode number 378. It's your boy Celeb, joined by my partner in crime, the one and only Toaster McGee. What's up, Toaster?
Hey, man. What's going on?
How are you doing?
Not bad. Yourself?
You know how it is. It's another amazing day. So, it's been a bit since we've been on the podcast.
It has. Some time has passed.
Some time has passed. Not going to lie, I've been a little lackadaisical, lazy about getting some shows going. And Toaster has constantly been like, hey, bro, when are we going to do another podcast? I'm like, we're getting there. So, but we are back yet again for another episode. And today we've got some great stuff to talk about. We got Switch 2 news, Doom the Dark Ages, and more. But before we get that started, we're going to get into what we have been drinking and what we have been gaming. It's been a while since we've done the drinking session, but I had a wonderful left-hand milk stout recently. Fantastic beer. It was perfect with some food that I ate. Some wonderful steak that I got. But that's me. Gaming-wise, I have been playing First Berserker Kazan, which my review is coming out as of tomorrow. as well as my split fiction review is finally coming out. I have the videos processed. I just got to get them uploaded. But we've been playing a little Minecraft too, because me and the kids are getting excited about our adventure tonight. We're going to see the new Minecraft movie, and my son cannot wait. But Toaster, you been doing any nice pours recently?
No, I've actually been drinking water.
Water
with lemon and lime. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I've become an old-fashioned fan, but lately I've noticed like 2 or 3 of them, and I wake up the next morning not feeling very great.
Yeah, that's understandable.
So I haven't really been drinking much lately.
Yeah.
Sticking to the water. Because, some ice cold water with a lemon and a lime juice into it. Oh, man. Once you get over the tartness, you're like expecting lemonade, and you're like, no, there's no sugar in this other than the natural sugars of the fruits.
No, there's no sugar in this.
Then it becomes delicious and refreshing.
Yeah.
Gaming-wise, I have been playing shit out of Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, I made the jokes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were nonstop. Like, why are they doing this? Like, Sucker Punch did this pretty okay. Why are you setting yourself up to fail, Ubisoft?
Mm-hmm.
Bravo. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
I hate comparing it because, it's an obvious comparison, but, like, seriously, they were like, what if Ghost of Tsushima was open world?
I'm telling you, dude.
and then that, like, I haven't even gotten the Yasuke's part because I'm still just exploring shit as Naoe.
Yeah.
Like, I've gotten, like, 3 long katanas for Yusuke, and, like, I got armor for him, and I'm like, we'll just stick that in the backpack. You're not coming out yet. I'm going to go find some more stuff.
Well, and it's a really fantastic game. And one thing that's really upset me too is kind of like what I told you when I posted my review. There was so much hate, bro. I had one video that I posted on Instagram, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be funny. People will find this funny." I was like, "All these haters out here." First day there's 1 million players, bro. In like 14 hours, I had like 57,000 views. People were like direct messaging me. I had to turn comments off. People were direct messaging me like, "Oh, what's wrong? You scared turning comments off and supporting woke Ubisoft?" No, I turned the comments off because I was trying to fucking sleep. And you dumbasses are commenting on a fucking video arguing with me about a goddamn video game. Now, I'm going to state this, and I don't mean to go into a rant because that was one of my new things coming back. And I wasn't going to go into a fucking rant. I was like, I'm not going to go into a rant. We got to stay on topic. We got to shorten the show.
Celeb. What grinds your gears, buddy?
I'm going to tell you what grinds my gears. Fucking grown-ass men direct messaging me, bitching at me because of my opinions on fucking Ubisoft titles. Give me a fucking break. There was literally, I'm telling you, 15 to 20 comments on there. How much did Ubisoft pay you? They didn't pay me shit. Do you think that I'd be using the same exact formats and I wouldn't have all this other shit set up in my fucking office if they were paying me something to give my opinion? The game was great. And the shit that you guys don't like in the game.
Great.
Yes. And the shit you guys don't like in the fucking game, you're complaining about it, but you actually have to choose certain things to make certain things happen. So Yasuke kissing a guy, you have to choose that path to make that happen in the game. It's not something that you're forced to fucking watch or forced to play through. So grow the fuck up.
It just goes back to what I said about Veilguard. Are there pronouns? Yes. Where? In the character creation screen. So you can choose to use them or not?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh. Like, seriously, like,
shout out to Andre. He said, I go on a rant every week.
God.
It's true, man. I got to fucking preach about that and tariffs and all kinds of bullshit.
Like, it's
ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. It is honestly ridiculous. But Toaster, I'm glad you're enjoying the game because it's a good fucking game.
It's a lot of fun.
Man,
it's hard as shit. Or I just suck at Assassin's Creed because I'm getting my ass kicked on normal difficulty.
Well, you have to for reference with Nawe. So what I've realized, you really do have to, like, before you even go exploring shit, you got to make sure that you got everything. You got to make sure you got your rations topped out. You got to make sure you do as many small side quests as you possibly can to upgrade your character. And then you got to start doing those little side missions that I started doing, to where I was going around getting as many powerful weapons as I could before I started taking on story modes. But I'm going to tell you, my cracked weapon in that game is the chain blade, to where she has the one little blade and then the chain or the ball on the chain. I'm telling you, every time, if you run into a large enemy on that game, use that chain blade. I'm telling you, it'll take them down, bro.
I'm all about the parry and the dodge.
Yeah, I totally understand.
All about making you vulnerable and then stabbing the living shit out of you.
Yeah, I mainly use it to crack their armor, and then I usually switch to my main blade and move in. But Yasuke is just something different, bro. Like, the dude, you just run up past a rock and that rock splits in half. I'm like, holy shit. It is a fantastic game. It's a technologically beautiful, and I mean, the story, the gameplay. Now, I will say something I did not say in my review. Some of the English voiceover work is not really 100% best.
Play it in immersive mode.
That's what I was going to say. I switched it to immersive mode. Bro, I have no complaints, dude.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Like, the English dubbing did not match the facial expressions.
No.
It looked weird.
Yeah. So,
and I mean, this isn't like any. I'm not, like the animation is beautiful in the game, but you can totally tell that they did this game with the Japanese and Portuguese dialogue in like the animation, because once I turned that on, I was like, okay, yep.
But anyways, gaming and stuff, it seems like you and me both have been somewhat enjoying gaming, which is pretty fantastic. It's not something that we always say here on the show, but in today's second opinion, we're going to talk about something that you probably heard about too much, but we want to share our thoughts on it. The Nintendo Switch 2 release date, pricing, and more details have, of course, been revealed. So it is a really, really fascinating looking handheld. It is something that I'm excited about, and it's actually something that what is coming to the console is actually something that me and Toaster have really wanted for a while. I mean, it's got a much larger screen. It's a 7.9 inch screen that in mobile mode you can fully play games at 1080p at up to 120 frames per second. But then putting it in dock mode, you're actually able to play the game that you choose at 4K, 60 frames per second. It's got a larger internal storage. You can do game share, 3D sound, audio, all different types of stuff with this console. And of course, it's looking to be about $449.99 and launching
until last Wednesday.
That was until last Wednesday. I don't know exactly how much it's going up, but at this point in time, Nintendo is working with GameStop to see what they can do on price wise. But launch date is June 5th, and they plan on sticking it to June 5th. So, Toaster, what are you thinking, man? What you thinking about the Switch 2?
It's the Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition is going to melt that thing.
You think so?
Yeah, dude, what did they have to do to get Witcher 3 to run on the original Switch?
A lot.
They had to potato the fuck out of that game.
They did, but this is a more powerful system,
Okay, how,
that's the one. Listen, that's the one detail that I did not see really talked about. What's the difference in the
either
GPU,
way? You're going to have to mitigate
CPU.
heat with whatever the CPU and the chip is. In games like Final Fantasy VII Remake, Cyberpunk 2077, they're going to kick that GPU into overdrive.
Listen, I only hope that these games, kind of like what Matt from or I'm sorry, Matthew from Blizzard said in that original interview. I said it that time.
I'm calling him right now. I have Matthew Berger on speed.
Kind of like what he said in that video. You don't want to release a game unless it's 100%. So I'm thinking that they've seen this and played it and QA tested it, and it's working fine, and everything's good and everything's dandy.
Well, I mean, I can understand that. Was like CD Projekt Red does not want another 2077 launch on their hands.
No.
No.
And I mean, there's a lot of people that have already got their hands onto it. Nintendo had an exclusive event to where a lot of media and stuff like that got to play the games early, play the console early, and from what they're saying, it's looking pretty good. The system feels good. It doesn't feel extremely too heavy. I'm sure from what they're also saying, it is a little bit less heavy than something like the Steam Deck. But what I'm excited about with the system is, of course, I really love the implementation of what we're seeing now with the new Joy-Con attachments. My kids have Switches, and sliding those Joy-Cons on and off has broken so many of these Joy-Cons. It's crazy. But I'm really liking that. I'm also liking of course, the implementation of being able to play games at 4K 60 frames per second. I can only hope that the only games that I'm really going to be buying on this system are going to be Nintendo-made games, like exclusives, like the new Donkey Kong, Mario Kart World, all that other stuff, Metroid 4. But I don't know, Toaster. I guess I do somewhat have the worry that you have as well, that, how is this really going to hold up? I know that they said the battery is actually has a lower mobile life than what the Switch did. The Switch had like a 9-hour battery, and this has a 6.25 battery or something like that.
The game is like, again, it goes back to what you're rendering, and yeah.
I agree.
And,
was there anything from these announcements that you are excited for? I mean, outside of just the system, was there any type of detail with the system that you liked? Was there a game that you were like, man, I can't wait to play that?
No. How I feel about Nintendo.
What about the new From Software title? I thought that you would be.
That's the wrong thing to put on something that's aerodynamic and throwable.
I agree. It's a valid point. Okay?
You're going to see people playing disc golf with their goddamn Switch 2s with that game. I know, right? It looks like Nintendo is finally starting to realize that they have to get other studios to buy into their stuff.
Yeah.
And that's cool. Personally, my issue with the Switch is it's too small to play in mobile. At least I have the Switch Lite, and it's just way too small to play mobile.
The Switch Lite is significantly smaller than the regular Switch, and then this is going to be even larger than the regular Switch. So maybe the second Switch will be right up your alley.
Well, it's the other thing is the controls. I don't know. I need to use
the mouse controls.
No, the freaking where it turns it into like an Xbox controller.
Like the Pro controller.
But I really wish all the studios would just put all their game consoles will just put their buttons in the same goddamn order.
It's never going to happen. Okay, everybody, they're trying to be innovative.
No, that's not innovative.
That's what they think, though.
No, they're wrong.
Just saying, that's what they're thinking. But yeah, I'm excited for it, dude. I'm not gonna lie. This is actually everything that I've really wanted from a Switch. I was thinking that they were gonna do maybe a half life cycle update, but this is what I wanted. I wanted more games on there. They got Split Fiction coming, Cyberpunk Ultimate Edition, Street Fighter 6, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Civilization 2, Borderlands 4.
Wait, no, that's not Civ 2. That's Civ 7.
That's Civ 7. I'm sorry. I saw the 2 below it.
On Meyer is so disappointed in me right
now. Tony Hawk, Elden Ring is coming. The Tarnished Edition, Yakuza 0, Project 007, and of course the new From Software game. What is it called? Dusk Blood. I think.
Yeah,
And it's more, from what they're saying, it's more wrapped closer to like multiplayer style gameplay than a lot of people were trying to say that it was the Switch version of Bloodborne from what they saw in the visuals. And I'm like,
they give us a remake of Bloodborne, you cowards.
it's not going to happen. Just get over it, bro. I'm sorry. I don't think it's ever going to happen. But listen, this is the big thing that I want you guys to know. I know there's a few people that watch the show that are from my local town, and I really think that YouTube is censoring my comments. I'm honestly excited for the mouse mode in Borderlands 4. They sound like Eric Cartman to me when I read a stupid comment. Okay, anyways, so I'm excited for this because the fact that you'll actually be able to have online parties now, which is a really big thing, especially when it comes down to playing something like Mario Kart and Mario Party. And with my kids, it's going to be something that we can all really play together and have a blast with. I'm totally down to get back into Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom in a new 4K mode. And playing it on my big screen is at 60 frames per second is what I've wanted my whole life. So even before it was even announced. Wow. Jared Blake said, "Fat ass, I love you." I love you too, you fat ass. But anyways, so the Switch 2 is coming soon, and there is a possibility that with these tariffs that have been enacted, that the Switch 2 could go up in price here in the United States. At this point in time, it is $449. There's a possibility it could be $100 higher. We don't really know at this point in time, but we'll have to wait and see as things come out. We do have a really nice topic that I want my boy Toaster to kind of.
We're not gonna talk about how pissed off people are about the fact that Mario Kart's gonna cost $80.
Oh yeah, okay.
And how everybody's now fucking terrified that because of this, that GTA is gonna be a hundo.
Well, let me state this because I'm a little indifferent. Okay, so
I don't know, man. Like,
I'm just saying, if we're getting what we have been wanting from the Switch system or Nintendo for a while is to catch up with the big boys, okay? And the big boys are pushing the whole 4K, 60 frames per second.
Yeah,
all this
but
stuff.
the AAA studios are also not launching brand new titles that cost $80 unless you're going for like a digital deluxe edition or something like that. You can still get the standard edition of a game for $70.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I get it. It's $10, but it's $10 is telling other studios, hey, people will pay this. And it actually has enough people in an uproar that during the Switch 2 thing on YouTube, like all the comments and shit were just basically drop the price.
Yeah.
Like everybody watching it was just bombarding the chat room with that. Like to the point where they're like their danger room at Nintendo headquarters was like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so hopefully if this is a situation where the Switch itself ends up costing more because of these dumbass tariffs, then hopefully this, Nintendo as the game development studio, will drop the price of the game because something, you can't.
Listen, I agree with what you're saying. I agree that it is hard to get. Well, first off, of course, because of the tariffs, it's hard not to be angry about that. I feel like the games would have. I don't feel that the games would have been put at this price, or would have been. I feel like the games would have been put at this price, even if the tariffs were there or not.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of games that should have been priced at $80 before Mario Kart.
Yes, I agree. But so I'm looking at it. I'm trying to just look at it from both sides of things. Okay, so we've constantly, yes, Nintendo has done great sales over the last 10 years. As the Switch has just grown and grown and grown, everyone has been loving everything that they've been pushing out. But one thing that everybody has been constantly hounding Nintendo about over the last 10 years is making a Switch 2. Make it to where it's 4K. Make it to where it does better frames per second. Make it to where you can play this. Make it to where you can play that. We need this. We need game chat. We need game party stuff.
They didn't do that because the fans demanded it. They did that because if they didn't, they'd be obsolete. You've
Yes,
got the
I
Steam
agree.
Deck.
But listen, I'm stating that Nintendo did exactly what the fans wanted. They
Well,
added
the
every
fans
piece.
don't want to spend $80 on Mario.
Exactly.
Kart.
But if you don't remember, and I'm just stating, I know that the economic state it has changed. Of course it has. But what I'm stating is back whenever the Super Nintendo first launched, if you don't remember, those games came out and they were $89 a piece then. They were. Look it up. I promise you. I promise. Super Nintendo price.
All right, so the Super Nintendo itself was $200 at launch.
Yes, but we had games that were coming out. 1996 Toys R Us. I'm going to pop this up on the screen real quick.
All right, Mortal Kombat was $70.
Mortal Kombat $70. Street Fighter Alpha 2 was $69.99. There was another one that I saw just a second ago. Hang on. I'm going to pull that one up too. Because it really depends on where you are at. Because there's multiple ones that I'm seeing. So I know this one right here was in. Let me share my screen. All right, so this was in 1994.
Oh my god, Shaq Fu.
Shaq Fu came out. Shaq fucking Fu was $64.99.
No, $69. Wait.
64. And then the one next to it, it's like 69.
Yeah, but look at below that. The Super NES All-Star set, a control deck, 2 controllers, Super Mario World, the Super Mario All-Stars for $130.
Now, but think about what the average wage was in 1994. Okay, so the average wage was anywhere between $3 and $5 an hour. So it was pretty fucking high. You know what I'm saying? I mean, games being $69, $69.99 at that time, like fuck. I mean, that's crazy. Super Street Fighter 2, $69.99. And I remember that's the reason why these rental places were so popular, like JJ's Videos here in this area, Blockbuster, you know, all this other stuff. It was really, they were really popular because people didn't have the money to go out and pay for this shit. They had to rent the stuff, you know. So it is something to be irritated about, and I can understand why everyone is irritated about these prices. It's totally understandable. But at the same exact time, look at where we have come.
But
Okay?
the point is though, is even back then, games were not $80.
Yes, okay, they weren't $80. I agree, 100%. And maybe they need to come down $10 or so, but I don't think they need to drop any lower than $10. I mean, because they've been selling their games at the same exact cost for years and publishing some really, really great games over and over again. So
yeah, but the thing is too is you have to look at how big the gaming industry was back then versus how big it is now.
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
You know, it blew up, and
Yeah.
I mean, so back then there weren't as many titles being published.
Yeah.
And you know, most of it went to people, you know, rental companies and people that could afford it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, gaming is all over the place. There's, you know, millions of copies of something are sold.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. But it's still, like you said. See, that's what worries Toaster right there. Is that little bitty fan? Toaster's like, how's it going to keep up? So my thing is this: I personally, I don't have a problem with the price of the games, because the amount of time that me and my family spend playing these games together, I feel like we're getting our money
Are you
out
serious? Like,
I'm just being honest. That's just, listen.
My Hallmark moment far outweighs the cost.
Yes, Exactly. That's really all that matters, okay?
This episode of Second Opinion Podcast brought to you by every sappy Hallmark card you've ever read.
Yes. I'm just saying, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna buy a game unless I feel like it is worth it. And I'm gonna tell you this: I'm one of those guys that I'm totally fine with paying $100 for GTA 6 if it comes out and is exactly what the CEO says that it is. If it's this ultra package game that has, role-playing servers and has all this other stuff, it's the biggest map they've ever used before. I mean, tons and tons of stuff, then I'm totally down to pay $100 for that game if I'm going to get $100 worth of gameplay out of it. Now, me personally, I have said this for years since they started coming out with Mario Odyssey style games of Nintendo games, that I wanted a game like Donkey Kong or even a game like Legend of Zelda that was kind of more in this style of graphics and gameplay like this game. So I've played Donkey Kong since day one, and I'm a huge DK fan. So when I see this, I am so okay with paying $80 for a game that's going to have like maybe a 20 to 30 hour story with a big open world that I can go back and have replayability, challenge my kids in the game and all kinds of stuff. Even playing games like Mario World, to where you're able to unlock more stuff. And then, I mean, it's party central on that type of game. But I can totally understand why people are upset about the price of Nintendo titles. It's not something that we're used to. It's not something that a lot of people feel that is necessary to bring that game up to that price. It's a pretty big kind of upscale on price. So the only thing I'm going to say about that is Nintendo better come with some hot and heavy games constantly, with new additions, new updates to the system, games we haven't ever seen before. And I feel like it could be justified if you have 2 to 3 years of just knockout amazing gameplay on this new Switch. But if it gets to the point to where it's kind of few and far between, then I feel like Nintendo is going to have a lot of angry fans. So, and they already got one, and his name is Toaster McGee.
I'm angry.
You're not angry. You just hate Nintendo. Feel like that doesn't mean. All right, so this next topic, Toaster, I want you to talk about, man. I'm not the savant that you are.
I'm not the StarCraft savant.
I'm
not
gonna
play
say
StarCraft
Blizzard.
with cheat codes.
Let's say Blizzard savant.
So Blizzard, Activision, Microsoft, the third. Activision Blizzard has been reviewing StarCraft pitches from a few Korean developers, because that's what we need. StarCraft made by Korean developers. I don't want to play a game made by them because their skill set is insane. Like, those guys are really good at this game. And I don't want to play a game designed by them because they'll make it like normal. They're like, no cheat codes. And I'm like, fuck, I'm going to die.
I'm dead.
Now, honestly, I would love to see a revival of StarCraft. As long as they like keep it from that whole free-to-play motif that seems to be really popular right now. Like,
yeah.
And I mean, I still love that strategy game. It's just I'm not hating at all. I'm impressed by their skills, man.
Toaster
intimidated, if you will.
Toaster hating again.
Oh
man, that's hilarious. Andre's always putting us on point, man.
I'd be interested to see where they're going, like where it would go, like how the lore is. I mean,
yeah.
Are they gonna wake up Kerrigan again?
I don't know. I don't even know who that is.
You don't know who Kerrigan is?
No.
You never played StarCraft?
I've never played StarCraft.
Oh, Kerrigan is the insect lady wearing stiletto heels.
Oh,
everybody
Kerrigan.
got really angry about the fact that they had over-sexualized an insect lady and gave her stiletto heels.
I didn't know that was Kerrigan, but I will tell you this.
That's spoilers. That's
I,
who Kerrigan becomes.
I will tell you this.
Evil.
Who is this guy in this picture? Who's this dude with this?
Oh, that's just the dude from the cinematic from StarCraft 2. He's like a convict, and like once you get recruited into space for Marines in StarCraft, you just pretty much get bolted into your spacesuit because you're just gonna die in a Zerg rush. So they really don't, consider.
So he's nobody?
No, he's nobody. He's just the dude from the trailer.
What the fuck?
Hey.
Why is he the face of the game?
Because Blizzard's cinematic or CGI team is fucking amazing. And I know you're.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought for the longest time, I thought that guy and the dudes, the super soldiers from Warhammer, I thought they were all the same thing.
Oh yeah, no, they're cousins. They get together and play lawn darts every other Thursday.
I thought for the longest time they were
a little
the same
bit of cornhole at barbecues on Sundays during the summer.
I know it makes me
look go off and get murdered.
Yeah. But anyways, okay. So Toaster doesn't want a really hard StarCraft game.
Yeah, no, just please,
make it normal.
Keep cheat codes in there because it's really fun to just not do anything. Like have to really I don't know. Build armies and just send them off to die against stuff.
Well, next up in the gaming mill, Assassin's Creed Shadows is one of the best-selling games of 2025 so far. I'm sure there's going to be people that will say, "Oh yeah, but I mean, 2025 just started." But this, fuck you. Fuck you guys. No. This was done. This was reported by Game Rant, which most of the articles today are from Game Rant, so make sure to check them out. But Assassin's Creed Shadows is one of the best-selling game of the week in the U.S. and already ranks among the top 5 best-selling games year to date on all platforms. Only Monster Hunter Wilds reached a higher week $1 sales in 2025 so far. So that is from Retail Tracking Service. So pretty fantastic. Big shout outs to Ubisoft. I mean, kind of like what Toaster said, the game is good. And it's fun to play. And I feel that a lot of people are obviously just hating on this game because they're,
they just have nothing better to fucking do.
I played a lot of this game.
It's so stupid. Like, what? Like, how? What? I
don't know.
I feel dumb getting angry at them being dumb. Like, that's how dumb them being angry about this game is. Like, it's so just... And when you say it, it's like every show a game comes out, they're like, woke mind virus. It's like, all right.
That's the new thing. That's the new kick in the games industry. Is it moved from the film industry to the games industry over a certain amount of years. And then all the people that were constantly hating on music were like, hey, fuck it. I'm going to start streaming and talking shit about games. I don't know, man. It's just ridiculous. It's like every game that comes out now, if you like it, people complain about it. I can't tell you the amount of comments that I have on my video reviews. There's a ton of times that I'll get on my Madden review last year, dude. There's so many people that were commenting on it, just trashing me because I talk good about EA. Come on, dude. Like, listen, we started Second Opinion to make noise. Okay. We started Second Opinion so we could challenge people whenever they would talk shit about good games, or good movies or something like that. At times, yes, there were games that we played at events and whatever that ended up either crashing and burning or sucking in the long run. And, that's how it is. That just is how the industry works. But, the constant hate in the games industry is so overly toxic. It's ridiculous.
We're not going to shy away from calling out when a game does fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, how much have I shit over Mass Effect Andromeda because of that, out of the blue in the first 20 seconds of conversation, all of a sudden you're faced with a trans character.
Yeah.
Like, that's shitty writing, and we will call that out.
Yeah.
But we're not going to let, you can't just fucking sit there and shit on a game because you don't agree with the skin color of a main character. Or you don't agree with the fact that the protagonist is a woman. Like, come on, man.
Or,
overly play the game then.
Overly focus on the fact that you can have a choice in the game to not be attracted to a female or a male. You can choose what your character does. It's fucking weird, isn't it, Toaster? A game that makes you role play a character and you get to choose what they do. Oh my God. Wow.
It's mind blowing.
It's fucking mind boggling. Jesus.
That's it's like I always say, these are the same people that don't realize the Empire is an analogy for Nazi Germany in Star Wars.
Yes, bro. I swear. It's the truth, man. It's very irritating, and it's been something that's really been on my mind. Honestly, that's one of the things that kind of put me in that fog of just being done for a bit, because you can't just make something, and that cuts down to game development. That cuts down to content creation. Yes, we're all fucked up people. Yes, we're not always perfect. We're not always going to make the best decisions or whatever. But whenever it comes down to something like this, and people are doing their creative passion, putting their creative passion into these worlds that they're building and stuff like that, let them fucking build it. And if it, comes out and it's not good, I promise you, I'll tell you if it's not good. But this is a good fucking game.
Yeah, like these people, just give it 10 minutes, man. Just play the fucking game.
Don't give it 10 minutes. Give it about 20, 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah,
you gotta get through some
You gotta get through some stuff.
Come on, Toaster.
But no, give it, just
give it some time.
It's
wait.
We're all entitled to our, you can think whatever you want to think.
Yeah.
But, back it up. Or if you're really this girl, make your own game.
Bro, just I swear, I need to get that on a shirt. Because
so you make a game, Chad McChad face Bro Force 16.
Bro, hold up. Look at this. I got to go back on this real quick. I don't understand how people couldn't think that a moment like this in this game is fucking sick. Watch this shit. Perfect timing. I didn't even know this was going to happen. Lightning strike, slice. Bro, what? That's so sick, bro.
That's very nasty.
Dude, and the game really is a fascinating exploration title too. So I feel like you need to try it out. But I think that also doesn't just go for Assassin's Creed Shadows. That goes for other games out there. Maybe go out and try some games that you haven't ever tried before. I never play PC games anymore, but I went and bought Schedule 1 recently, and it's one of the best games I've ever played. I don't know if you've played it, Toaster, or if you've seen anything about it. I'm gonna have to pull the trailer up and show you now because it's fucking fascinating. But there's a new game out called Schedule 1, and you play. Oh, wrong one. Sorry, I took you off the screen. There's a new game called Schedule 1, and you play a drug dealer, and it's fucking awesome, dude. It's so.
That popped up on my Steam feed.
Schedule 1 trade.
Speaking of which, if you are a user of Steam, don't ever turn off the adult content filter, because you will become very disappointed in the human race. Because you will notice that the #1 top seller isn't really the game that you thought it was, but some other adult-oriented game.
I didn't know this was a thing until Toaster told me. And I turned off the filter one day, and I was like, oh, my God. All right, you got to watch this trailer real quick. Hang on. Let me turn the volume up. I'm still recording. Okay, well, you're going to have to wait. I'll be out in a minute. Huh? Okay, go put it by the TV. Sorry, guys. Children. Watch this. I'm an old man. Give me a chance. and it's hilarious. You know, the stuff you can make in this game is crazy. Utterly ridiculous, bro.
Oh, such an educational video game.
I'm telling you,
love it.
man. Utterly ridiculous, but it's really fun, bro. It's so fun. And that's like the game Repo that came out. It's $9.99. And it's one of the biggest games out there now. So it's just about expanding your knowledge in gaming and trying something new. There's not always going to be your game or whatever out there, but maybe it's not something that you really play a lot of, but just try something new, man. Okay. And lastly, in this episode, as I said, it's only going to be about a 45-minute episode. We're kind of at that mark now, but Doom the Dark Ages, recently, I was sad to
Do you mean
realize.
Doom the Woke Ages?
Watch it. No.
They
yeah,
put
I've
sliders
heard
in
that
the
too.
game. It's woke now.
That's sliders.
When
ridiculous,
sliders
man.
become woke?
Yeah, bro. It's very.
There's
I don't even-
sliders in my video game.
Yeah. So recently, some really lucky people got to get their hands on Doom the Dark Ages. And there's a bunch of people that have got some videos and stuff out and about. But I will say the game looks fantastic, looks great. But the one and only Hugo Martin had a few things to say recently about what is coming to the game. Hugo had this to say: every few maps we give you what we would call a sandbox, just to break it up in the pacing. There are plenty of traditional linear Doom levels that are sort of maze-like, that wind back into themselves and unlock over time. They are loaded with secrets and are just what you'd expect from a well-crafted single-player game. But then, once in a while, we'll put you in a large sandbox experience with full of the same kind of secrets and puzzles, pathways, and abilities that you can find. It's really just about pacing and creating a varied experience. It's a massive campaign, the largest we've made by far, and we wanted to make sure that we broke up the pacing of the game for the players, keeping them interested. So a lot of the stuff in this game, you'll be able to ride dragons, go to these giant sandbox levels, have these Atlan fights, which the Atlans are these giant mechs that you get to fight in the game or fight with in the game against giant demons. But Toaster, I know you're not the biggest Doom fan. This one is going to be more of traditional kind of Doom, of like in your face, shooting, slashing, all that stuff.
I'm probably going to give it a shot because I can adjust the difficulty down to like what my play style is.
Yeah. So are you excited about that? Do you like that accessibility?
Yeah, I am. I'm a firm believer that gaming should be for everybody. And I like Dark Souls. I wish I could kind of tune down the difficulty a little bit.
Yeah.
Same with Elden Ring. But it took me a while to start really enjoying Elden Ring, but once I did, I'm really starting to like it. But I want to just be able to play a game and enjoy myself and not have to die 50 million times.
Yeah, I agree. And just to state too, this is from I'm trying to see the YouTuber, and of course I can't. Draku, I think. I'll make sure to put the link in there, but he did have the ability of playing the game. He had to take down an original video because he put too much up. But I'm excited about that as well, Toaster. I mean, there are times that it doesn't matter the type of Doom that you're playing. It does get a little crazy, a little chaotic, but it also gives you the accessibility of being able to go back and play the game in a different way than what you did before. So you can play through the whole game and then go back and change it up to where when you shoot somebody, the shooting is slowed down, or there's different aspects of the game with these additions that you can actually enjoy the game better whenever you're not a big first person shooter. You can change things up. And I like that. I like the fact that id Software is always trying to improve their games in ways that we've never seen it before. And with this game, it is a prequel, but we're going to be able to see new stuff that we haven't seen. And I'm very, very excited for this game. Toaster, is there anything else that you'd like to kind of round about on Doom News or Nintendo?
Yeah.
No. As I said, this is going to be a shorter episode, around 45 minutes or so. 50 minutes is what we're sitting at. We're going to try to start doing more episodes on a more frequent basis. If I'm not here, Toaster's going to pop in as the host with some other people or other person, or maybe himself. Who knows? But we are ramping things back up and getting coverage back in for you guys. So I just want to say thank you so much for everybody tuning in while we've been live. Thanks everybody for showing us love and support. Please make sure to check us out at Cinelinx.com for some of the latest and greatest geek news, movie news, and gaming news. Great content and great content creators right out there at Cinelinx. And of course, big shout outs to Toaster as always for coming on and loving Second Opinion. All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon. Peace out.